the upper arm moves sideways with the forearm. Or the upper arm moves up with the forearm. Or the upper arm moves forward with the forearm. All these shots will be weak and ineffective. Today, we'll cover fundamentals, common mistakes in forehand and backhand drives for amateur players, and how to fix them. Let's start with arm mechanics. Ever wonder why some shots feel awkward to return? It's because your shot has too much friction, creating unwanted spin. It's halfway between a drive and a loop. A proper forehand or backhand drive should be a clean hit with minimal friction. To achieve this clean contact, your arm position is the first thing to correct. Keep your forearm level with the table or slightly lower. This ensures a pure, flat trajectory on the ball. During your forehand backswing, for both penhold and shakehand grips, don't let your hand drop much lower than your elbow. Dropping it too low turns a clean impact into a brushing motion, which adds unwanted spin. So, keep your forearm relatively level, and aim to strike the very back of the ball. You are not lifting the ball from underneath to create an arc, you are driving it forward. Second issue, why do your shots often land short, unless you hit with full power? This is because you're not completing your follow-through, you're not driving through the ball. Without a proper follow-through, your shots will naturally lack depth. If you only retract your arm at impact, your shot will be short. When you try to force it, you'll hit it out. However, if I focus on driving forward through the ball, even without much power, the shot will land deep near the baseline.
Bayar bulan depan aja, pakai kredivo.
Bayar udah jadi satset, tuh.
Gangguan tenggorokan buat kamu gak nyaman? Bukan kamu aja, orang lain juga. Strepsils dengan antiseptic action cepat legakan.
Many players just swing up or sideways from their contact point. When they realize the shot has no power, they start swinging with their entire arm. Over time, this habit leads to many unforced errors. So for your forehand, to get depth and pressure your opponent, your arm must continue to move forward through the point of contact. At the moment of impact, don't immediately change direction, like snapping upwards or sideways. You must drive forward first, and then finish your swing upwards or to the side. This principle applies to all forehand strokes, drives, loops, and even looping against backspin. After contacting the ball, you must guide it forward. Your follow-through can go forward sideways or forward upwards. The exact direction depends on the incoming spin and ball position. Third point, why do amateurs often hit their forehands out? There are three main reasons. The first reason is your backswing position is below the ball. When you swing up from there, you create too much arc. If you stand further back from the table, your shots stay in. But if you're playing close to the table, any extra power will send the ball long. For a forehand drive, your racket should never be lower than the ball during your backswing. The second reason for hitting out is an incorrect initial racket angle. You may wonder, why can I rally 100 times in practice? But in a match, when the opponent attacks my forehand, I hit it out. This happens because standard forehand drive drills usually involve flat balls with very little spin. However, when an opponent switches from your backhand to your forehand, amateur players tend to stand more upright. As long as they drop their racket lower than the ball during the backswing, the resulting shot will inevitably carry some topspin. So, you're no longer dealing with a simple flat ball. It has upward kicking topspin, even if it's just a little. The more the ball kicks up, the more you need to close your racket angle. That's why overdrilling the basic drive can hurt your ability to feel the brushing motion needed for a loop. The key is the racket face. With the same power, an open racket face will send the ball out. Close it slightly, and the ball lands on the table. Close it even more, and you'll have the control to hit with power. So, against a topspin ball, to hit hard and stay consistent, you must close your racket angle. Your racket should be angled to contact the upper middle part of the ball. Hitting the center of the ball is for the beginner stage, when you're learning the basic, gentle swing. Remember, against topspin, racket angle is the key. The more the ball kicks up, the more you need to close your angle. The third reason for hitting out is racket instability at impact. This is often related to equipment. Amateurs tend to pick very light rackets, but a lighter blade is less stable. With a heavier setup, you can maintain stability through the contact point. The lighter the racket, the more it will feel unstable. You should avoid blades that are too light. I made this mistake when I was young. I thought a lighter racket meant a faster swing, but when you apply power, a light blade is unstable at impact, causing errors. Aim for a standard weight, or even a slightly heavier blade, especially for players with strong hands. Otherwise, your shots will feel floaty and lack control. The second cause of instability is generating power with your wrist, which makes the racket face wobble. When driving against topspin, your wrist must be absolutely firm at the moment of contact. Watch closely during the impact. The wrist must not move at all. When looping, look, you start with the backswing, then use your fingers to drive the wrist to create friction at the point of contact. Once the brush is finished, your wrist remains fixed throughout the follow-through. To land your loops consistently, you must maintain a stable racket face. Why are many players inconsistent? Because their elbow is unstable. If the elbow moves, the racket face will definitely move too. For both loops and drives, your elbow should point downwards or slightly back, not up, out, or straight back. This is a very important point. Another common issue is excessively tensing the wrist to force power. Against topspin, you can generate power without any wrist movement at all. Watch, my wrist is completely locked. See? The wrist is locked, but the ball still has plenty of pace and spin. Don't let your wrist be loose. Keeping it firm and stable is key. So what about looping? It's the same principle. At the moment of contact, power comes from your fingers squeezing, but the wrist itself must remain stable. You can train your wrist strength, and it's also good physical exercise. If you have a light dumbbell, you can use it to train your swing speed. This is too light for me, so you should choose a slightly heavier weight. This exercise trains the speed of your arm contraction. So, how do we train the wrist specifically? Let me show you. You can rest your forearm on your leg or a table to isolate the wrist. Using the table as a pivot, do wrist curls like this. This strengthens your forehand wrist. Reverse the motion to train your backhand wrist strength. Always use an appropriate weight, especially for older players, to avoid injury. If you do this, start light. A grip strengthener trains your fingers, not your wrist. To make my backhand banana flick more explosive, I did a lot of this reverse wrist exercise. As professional athletes, we would train with weights starting at 20 kilograms, which is quite intense. Now for our next topic, the importance of recovery. To make your movements fluid, you must focus on your recovery after each shot. Don't finish your stroke and just freeze, admiring your shot. Don't pause to see if the ball went in or what your opponent is doing. After every single shot, you must return to your ready position. The stroke is only complete after you recover. One full motion is the stroke plus the recovery.
Sakit. Minum Enervon Fizz biar cepat pulih dan semangat lagi.
See how fluid this looks? So, after every ball, you must actively recover. Our next key point is the elbow. A common problem is failing to separate the movement of the forearm and upper arm, which kills explosive power. The forearm is never relaxed, it stays tense and just pulls straight back. This is a huge mistake. You must let the forearm drop down. Once you open the angle between your forearm and upper arm, you can generate power. Whether it's accelerating for spin or driving for power, it all becomes possible. For looping, let the racket head point down. For a drive, have the racket head point sideways. If your racket head points up during your backswing, you haven't opened up your arm correctly. If your elbow points backward, your forearm can't engage, and your stroke becomes a simple push. The problem lies with the elbow. Point the tip of your elbow downwards, it might feel awkward at first. With the elbow down, the forearm can open up for a proper drive. For a loop, the elbow also points down as the forearm swings back and down, not just straight back. This incorrect elbow position prevents relaxation, hinders power, and often causes your loops to go into the net. Feel like you're pushing your elbow slightly forward. This will allow your forearm to drop and relax. The elbow should always be positioned forward like this, never pulled back. Now, let's discuss common problems on the backhand side. First, the most critical issue for many players is an incorrect swing path on their backhand. For a backhand drive, your racket head should point towards the 10 o'clock position during the backswing, not 8 o'clock. This is 8 o'clock. You want it at 10 o'clock. From 10 o'clock, first push forward until your arm forms a V shape. Then rotate your forearm outwards. Watch. This is the standard, textbook form. Remembering these 3 steps will greatly improve your technique. First, racket head points to 10 o'clock. Second, don't extend your arm straight, keep a V angle between your forearm and upper arm. Then, drive forward first, not straight up. After driving forward, rotate the forearm outwards to the side. Like this. This applies to the penhold grip as well. Start at 10 o'clock, and the stroke will be very clean. Second point, should you use your wrist in a backhand drive? No. But you might ask, if the wrist doesn't move, why does yours look upright at the end of the swing? That's because the motion comes from the forearm, controlled by the elbow. When your forearm rotates outwards, the wrist itself remains in a fixed position. As the forearm rotates and the elbow drops, the wrist naturally changes its orientation. The tip of the elbow goes from pointing sideways to pointing down. When the elbow points down, the wrist naturally points up. So, the final position is not a result of actively flicking the wrist. It's a natural consequence of the forearm's rotation. Our next point is the most common backhand mistake for amateurs, an unstable, uncocked wrist. They can't maintain a firm, cocked wrist position throughout the stroke. The moment you try to add power to the shot, your wrist collapses, and the end of your stroke becomes a floppy, unstable flick. This is a common weak point because the backhand wrist is naturally very flexible. Whether I'm punching, ripping, looping backspin, or doing a banana flick, my wrist is stable. You can clearly see my wrist position. The danger is when players brush the side of the ball. Avoid this motion. In a match, this will cause you to hit into the net or off the side. The problem is not keeping the wrist cocked. If it's not cocked, you can't make solid contact. Your forward motion ends up sending the ball sideways. This is why you'll struggle badly when receiving serves. For a strong backhand, you must keep your wrist cocked, for both penhold and shakehand. During the backswing, your wrist should feel like it's pushing out, maintaining that firm angle. From backswing, through contact, to the finish, even when I'm looping a backspin ball, watch my wrist. Look, even without the racket, you can see that my wrist remains cocked. You must find this feeling of a cocked wrist. Only then can you make solid contact and generate power without instability or errors. Think of it as keeping the back of your hand facing your opponent at all times. Backswing, contact, finish. Even when I flick, the back of my hand finishes facing the opponent. Don't let it break outwards, downwards, or wipe across the ball. All are incorrect. When I want to create a very heavy loop, I might even exaggerate the angle. Let me demonstrate against backspin. See? I have to maintain this angle to generate maximum spin. If my wrist breaks open like this, the ball will go straight into the net against any spin. Because you're hitting the side of the ball, it loses all its forward drive and lift, and just dives down. How do I generate so much power? Because my wrist is completely locked in this position. Look, without the racket, you can see it's exactly as I described, the wrist is cocked. Through the follow-through, as it comes up, and as I open up for spin, it stays cocked. The back of your hand must always face forward. It cannot turn sideways or wobble. This is absolutely the most important principle for the backhand. The wrist maintains this angle through the entire stroke, backswing, impact, and finish. It's not a sudden flick at the end. See the difference? This is the crucial point, you must always keep it cocked. Our final point, separation of the forearm and upper arm. When I want to generate quality, the forearm and upper arm must move independently. Why do so many amateurs struggle to generate backhand power? It's because of this. See that? The upper arm moves together with the forearm as one unit. This is what it looks like when the arm segments are not separated. It's the same fundamental mistake as on the forehand side. So watch closely. As my forearm accelerates, my upper arm only moves a bit before stabilizing, allowing the forearm to whip through. It's this feeling of a quick snap at the end. The two parts must have phased power delivery. If they move together, your arm is just a rigid stick. This is proper separation of the forearm and upper arm. Forearm and upper arm separated. The power is explosive. It's even more obvious on a rip. Forward. Then whip. Forward. Whip. Now a continuous motion. If you swing with the whole arm, for example, the upper arm moves sideways with the forearm. Or the upper arm moves up with the forearm. Or the upper arm moves forward with the forearm. All these shots will be weak and ineffective. You can see there's none of that whipping sensation. Exactly. A backhand lacks power because the entire arm moves as one unit. The correct way is upper arm forward, then forearm up. Or upper arm forward, then forearm sideways. The mistake is moving everything together, sideways, upwards, or forwards. That's why you can never generate real power. In impact sports, explosive power doesn't come just from size or raw strength. This kind of power is generated by separating the movement of your forearm and upper arm. It's upper arm forward, then forearm accelerates. Upper arm forward, then forearm accelerates. If you move them together, especially against backspin, it won't work. You won't be able to lift a single ball. It's extremely difficult, unless the ball has no spin. In any striking sport, to generate that sudden burst of explosive power, you must use your upper arm and forearm in separate phases. The upper arm provides a stable base, while the forearm is for acceleration and power.
Begini, bayar Rp65.000 per bulan untuk aplikasi streaming. Lalu Rp54.000.
How much have you spent on gas stations total?
Each is worth about like 3 to 4 mil. That's like the land plus all the facilities.
How many do you own?
About 3 right now. I'm working on 4th.
What's your yearly cash flow for these?
I can text my accounts and they'll know. I can just call them. Hey, how much like in the gas stations have I invested so far, would you say? Yeah, the down payment was about $1 million each, but borrowed up to 4, so. And then what about the cash flow is right now? I know at one point we were looking at like 85,000 a year profit from one, but total. Yeah, so yeah, I don't really like know it off the top usually because I don't really look at them for profitability. It's more of just so I can reduce that on paper to the IRS how much I'm making because I have all these business expenses.
What was the intent behind these gas station purchases then? As a tax vehicle?
Tax vehicle.
Okay.
Yep.
How much have you spent on gas stations total?
Each is worth about like 3 to 4 mil. That's like the land plus all the facilities.
How many do you own?
About 3 right now. I'm working on 4th.
What's your yearly cash flow for these?
I can text my accounts and they'll know. I can just call them. Hey, how much?
Where is all this energy for Kaya to shut the dog? It was radio silence because the master of the orchestra was orchestrating people to not speak, avoid this, do that, because his current social value is elevated. So since his value to them is elevated, everybody is extremely soft to that, to the point where they're getting directed on what to do. Saikuno's the social value, his currency, has gone down a little bit, at least in their eyes. So is the bad guy. If you want to know somebody's take, just take their viewer count, see the risk or trade-off or whatever. Boom, there's your answer. Finished. Too easy. Where is all this energy for Kaya the shock dog? It was radio silence because the master of the orchestra was orchestrating people to not speak, avoid this, do that, because his current social value is elevated. So since his value to them is elevated, everybody is extremely soft to that, to the point where they're getting directed on what to do. Saikuno's the social value, his currency, has gone down a little bit, at least in their eyes. So is the bad guy. If you want to know somebody's take, just take their viewer count, see the risk or trade-off or whatever. Boom, there's your answer. Finished. Too easy. Where is all this energy for Kaya the shock dog? It was radio silence because the master of the orchestra was orchestrating people to not speak, avoid this, do that, because his current social value.
How much have you spent on gas stations total?
Each is worth about like 3 to 4.
If I was into men, yes, I would probably go more twink, I assume.
Oh, you're not?
I'm not.
I don't believe you.
I thought I was buying college, but I found out I like.
I don't think that's how that works. I don't know. I
Yes.
feel like if you've done
You
it once,
dismiss
that's
my
kinda
lived
like,
experience.
No, I just feel like that there's a
Cancel her.
possibility you're more on the scale than you realize, which is all good. I love that for
I wouldn't
you.
care if I was bi or gay.
I'm on the scale
I wouldn't
too.
give a shit.
I like women too. It's all good to like both.
Colton's the gayest man I've ever met. He's right there. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, we were vibing.
Yes. That white women, gay men, they get along.
Who else goes along with me?
Black men?
There it is. There it is.
We're
Yeah,
playing
continue.
fat trivia?
Continue.
Okay, so if I was into men, yes, I would probably go more twink, I assume.
Oh, you're not?
I'm not.
I don't believe
I
you.
thought I was bi in college, but I found out I like.
I don't think that's how that works.
Yes.
I feel like if you've done
you
it
just
once,
missed my
it's kinda like-
lived experience.
No, I just feel like that there's a
Cancel her.
possibility you're more on the scale than you realize, which is all good. I love that for
I wouldn't
you.
care if I was bi or gay.
I'm on the
I
scale
wouldn't
too.
give a shit.
I like women too. It's all good to like both.
Colton's
Yo! Yo!
No, again? Well, Bortnik was also late. I was talking to him a bit. Ugh, what a mess. It's honestly, it's just a skill issue at this point. Ugh, this is what people play, right? But it's so boring. Yeah, Bluebaum is also playing the Grand Swiss right now. The problem with these positions is that they're just a little bit worse for black. That's okay. We can handle that. Here, I guess. Yeah. FT7? Is that clever? C5, CD, and then it's incredibly boring. This is quite uninspiring, I have to say. Okay. Yeah, this is a typical position. White is generally a bit better. This and this means that I have some weaknesses. Can prepare. He can prepare both E4 and also G5, 2 pawn breaks, and I'm essentially just, at least for the moment, just waiting. Maybe I can try and go here. It's solid, it's just a bit uninspiring. Maybe he should have thrown in G4 at some point, so that he did not allow this, which I think is something I want to do. I'm not convinced about E4. Back with the queen. This, for those who don't know, Bluebaum is a very good player. Beat Pragnananda just yesterday, the Grand Swiss. I'm getting a lot of the Grand Swiss guys, which makes sense because I think there's probably a free day there tomorrow. And also a lot of the best players in the world are playing in that tournament. You know, those are not at the Take office. Streaming title to stay. Now my position is slightly better. The time advantage that I gifted him from the very start is, of course, a bit unfortunate. But yeah, now he blundered a pawn. And it's looking very promising. Yeah, this queen e1 was just pretty simple mistake. So there's a knight f4 there. Knight f4 was not so clear actually. Maybe that's what he was counting on, but knight e7 is simple and strong. Queen e4, bishop d5. Pawn will inevitably fall. I'm tagging this and this. LPDO, loose pawns drop off, as the saying goes. And look at that, he's not even up on time anymore. It's queen e5. No, it's pointless. Let's just go king f8. I could have taken the pawn. Why didn't I do that? There was 0. Queen e1. No, knight d5. Like, that was just a free pawn. Let's go c4 then. I mean, he keeps offering me that pawn, but now it's kind of out of spite that I won't take it. That's slightly annoying. Okay. Yeah, no. This was probably less than ideal. Here, maybe? No. Here, I win his knight. Otherwise, I'm going bishop e8 probably. And I protect. No, that loses the knights there. And he resigns. Okay. Yeah, I think he just... I don't know how Bluebaum did in the Grand Swiss. I think he's still, unless he lost today, he's near the top. But yeah, this is just somewhat worse, and I think this was a good way to relieve the pressure. Here I was going to go c5, but I should be more.
Jebret! Ayo ikutan promo Coca-Cola dan menangin hadiahnya.
Karena ada kebutuhan dana untuk keadaan mendesak, saya coba pinjam. Pengajuannya mudah, resmi, dan biayanya transparan. Kalau kamu ajukan pinjaman pertama sekarang, tersedia bunga pinjaman harian 0,06% dan gratis biaya admin.
This is Taiwo. Born at Yinka Hamad Taiwo in Nigeria, Taiwo moved to the US in 2018 and has since become a staple of the table tennis community here in the Southeast. Taiwo started playing table tennis in 1999 and began his coaching career in 2008. Today, you can find him at the Atlanta International Table Tennis Academy, where he works full-time as a coach. Taiwo has beaten US table tennis legends like Kai Jong and Jimmy Butler, and in this video, he's going to give his perspective of high-level table tennis.
Whatever you think, struggling 1800, trying to get to 2000.
In my old opinion, 1800, 1900, 2000, you guys are the same level to me. Because you guys do the same quality. I'm not talking about people like 2000, solid 2000. If you're 2000 and you don't lose to 1900, 1800, yeah, you are solid. But if you're still 2000 and you can still lose to 1700, 1800, you guys are the same. Still the same thing. But if you want to be a solid 2000, you just need consistency. Like, look at what we are doing.
Right.
Imagine if it is spin. If you can spin as long as we have been countering now, make everything you're doing, make it perfect. If you make everything you're doing perfect, easily you can go from 18 to 2000. This is what I mean. To make a shot or to make a point in a game, you need to return your opponent's stroke back, right? But that is a training. Training, maybe you can do like 20 strokes, maybe backhand front, 20 stroke, 15, yeah, stable. Easily when you are playing match, you can do like 2, 3 to gain point. But if you cannot hold the ball for your opponent in a match, it's difficult for you to get a point. But if you can return all balls back, it's easy. So from 1800 to 2000, I think to me it's so easy. But with a good training program, a little bit jogging, exercise will make you more consistent, more stable.
I think for me also, I tend to play a lot better against higher level, like 2000.
Yeah.
And I think I tend to play worse against lower.
Yeah, that is what I'm still saying. The stability of your stroke. Like you, personally, your game, if I look at your game, whenever we met in a tournament, I saw you play, you don't have the game of 1800 or even 2000, you don't have the game 2000. Your game looks like your stroke, your tactics look like 2300 or above. Even you can do what I cannot do in a match. But the way I would do it, you cannot do it. You cannot manage those strokes. That is it. You just need to manage the strokes. Like for instance, you serve, you can do the banana. I don't usually do that in my game. I prefer to push the ball or dodge the ball, then go. But you can do it. But when they give you the ball back, you don't have the capability to return, to keep going.
Right.
That is why.
That
is the reason.
The rally.
But you need something that will, the training program that will make you keep going, keep going whenever you slip the ball. For instance, I give my students middle free. There is a drill called that. Middle free.
Yeah.
That program makes your brain wide. You open your brain, you open your eyes. You don't know where the ball is going except the middle. Okay, yeah, I give you the ball to the middle. If I want to go here, you don't know or here. But you need to get ready to return the ball back to me.
Right.
That is simple. Small, a simple thing is similar to game. Because when you serve, that is only you know your serve. But where the ball is going after the service, you don't know. But you have to be at alert and focus.
Right.
That is my own suggestion. That from 1800 to 2000, they are close. But if 1800 can be more stable, more stroke stable, than 2000, easily you win. I have one student. His name is Ishan Taka.
I think
the guy
I know
is
him.
like 1700.
Yeah.
I believe the way I train the guy, It can be 2,000 because he hold the ball. Even he can hold the ball for me. Do some drill.
Yeah.
All my students, I first of all teach them how to hold the ball. Then after that, then train them how. Okay, I want to see 50 balls on the table without missing.
Yeah.
Imagine if you can do 50, maybe in a training. Easily, when you want to play match, it's easy for you to play. But if you are playing in a training, you cannot even hit 5 balls. Definitely, when you are playing match, you're going to be down.
That makes sense.
That's it.
So like for me, most of the time I'm not training with people at your level that can keep going with me.
That is it.
Like you see me, I'm playing strong shot most
Strong
of the time.
shot.
It's hard for me to find somebody who can go middle free,
the strong shot you are doing, you just need a good player to give you back.
Yeah.
Then you keep going.
Yeah.
Before you see that, you go up. But let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's do this. 2 backhand, 2 forehand.
Okay.
Let's see how many you can do now.
None.
You see the mistake? I said 2 backhand, 2 forehand. You were standing here, 1, 2, and you want to do here.
Yeah.
No, definitely that's wrong. The positioning in table tennis is very, very important. Like this, look at 1, 2, 1, 2. Look at my legs. My legs go with my hand. Go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. But you are doing 2. The ball has gone there before you move.
Yeah.
Definitely you are missing the ball.
Yeah.
1, move. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. That's fine. That's fine. But you are not moving. You are standing at the middle and stretch your hand. See, look at 1, 2. I'm here already.
Oh, so not like this.
You don't have to do that. How's it? 1, move, move. 1, yes. Like this. Like this.
I feel different.
It is going to be very easy for you. And you are on the ball. You are on the ball.
Yeah.
1, 2, 1. So
yeah, I do reach.
Very easy. Even they give you the ball there, you are there. If they give you the ball here, you are here. 1, 2, 1, 2. Move, move. 1. Now, immediately you do the 2. The second ball, you have to go back. You have to be stable. 1, 2, 1, 2. You see that? You don't have to.
I see what you mean. I reach out too far.
That is it.
Yeah.
That is it. That's the butterfly ball. To me, butterfly equipment, I really love whenever I'm playing tournament to use butterfly equipment. Like ball.
Yeah.
It's very, very stable.
That's more stable, yeah.
Very,
Then the
very
taco
stable.
ball's too much speed. No spin.
No spin.
Yeah, no spin.
When you're playing with Mitaku balls, if you have power more than me, you have advantage. For butterfly, it's no. We share it. We share it.
It's more equal game. More equal, yeah.
That's it.
I get what you mean. I'm also the same. I got butterfly everything.
Yeah, butterfly is the best.
Butterfly
man.
everything.
The best, man. Everything, even my pants is butterfly. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
No,
That
you
helps so
keep
much.
going.
How's backhand?
It's the same thing. Wait, look at 1, 2. Then you get here. You don't go and make the ball here. That is what can make you keep going. Yes. Let everything start from the back, not forward. Now go. Again. Back. Yeah. No, no. 1, 2.
I like this.
Don't go and make the ball. Let the ball come. When you go out and go and make the ball, you will miss the ball. Easy.
Right, yeah.
Because look at the ball is coming with speed and you want to go and stop it.
Yeah.
You need to let the ball come here then. Same thing. Back. 1.
So it's always my position during touching the ball.
Yeah, you
my,
are doing...
my tendency is too early.
Yes, no.
And then too far out.
Yes.
I understand.
No,
Oh,
wait
yeah,
for
this one. This
yeah,
one.
that's it. You have to wait. Again. Yeah, wait. Yeah. Wait. 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 Go. You see? If you wait, the one you are doing and you want to force the power. But if you keep it, look at the upper body. 1, 2. I can use more power, but my upper body will not go, and here will not go forward.
So it's not good to lean down too much.
No.
You stay a little
Don't
higher.
let the upper body be down
Yeah,
too much.
I'm doing like this. That's
Because
why I'm going
if you
early.
go like this is forward already.
Yeah.
But here.
You can be stronger here. Yeah. More like this.
Yeah. Keep the keep the upper body. Yes.
I think I'm doing same thing forehand. That's why I'm reaching.
Yes, but you have to let the ball come to you.
I never thought about like this.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes. 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 Good job.
Better.
That's it. Better. Imagine
The
if you
position.
can do this like 20 times. 10, 10. That's good. Table tennis, anything you want to know, you make sure you have to train it. If you don't train it, no, you
Right.
cannot get it.
And I think also in my training, I don't make my focus stability. I make my focus quality. I try to go strong shot.
It should be the same thing,
Yeah.
the quality and
Stability.
the stability.
Yeah.
Before we
Strong
started, earlier,
Uh-huh.
I told you that you don't have the game of 1800. You always have the game 2500,
Yeah.
2400, something
Yeah.
like that. That is why you base your game on quality.
Yeah.
What about the stability?
Yeah.
If you do one quality,
Yeah.
then you miss the second one. No,
Yeah.
it's still nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I have enough quality to win. I just not stable enough.
That
to
is
win.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Browser-based games are dead? Watch this. Fight strategic battles using jutsus and weapons.
You ever try something and like, wow, that's Nisada. This hits. Ini pilihan saya. It's a world-class noodle that brings people together, bold, rich in every slurp. Sedapnya, berkualitas. Cobain aja.